Hi boys and girls, Miss Cunha here. This is the other book that we're going to read to you today for our March Book Madness. Remember this book, Each Kindness, is going against this next one that I'm reading to you today. The title of this book is The Last Stop on Market Street, and it is written by Matt de la Pena, illustrated by Christian Robinson. Again, remember, I know this is the same question I ask you every time we start reading these books for March Book Madness. One thing I want you to keep in mind is, what is the theme of this story, right? What does the author want us to learn? Or what is the message the author wants us to get out of reading this text, okay? So remember a couple of things: pictures, right? The title of the story. Think of the main character and what the main character learns, right? And experiences. And remember that a theme of a story can be applied to other stories, right? So keep that in mind. So, Last Stop on Market Street. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped down the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus in all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looks for a long time, but never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do you need a car for? We got a bus that breathes fire. And old Mr. Dennis, who always has a trick for you." The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and swagged, and the door swung open. "What do I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear, placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and a good afternoon. She made CJ do the same. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knitted. "How come we always gotta go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Colby never have to go anywhere." "I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the Sunglass Man. And I hear Trixie's got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side, watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact. Their noses, too," the man said, sniffing in the air. "That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, ma'am." Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on by and stood in back. "Sure wish I had one of those," he said. Nana set down her knitting. "What for?" "You got the real life thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song?" So he wished he had like a phone, right? So he can listen to music. CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered. I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset color swirling over crashing waves, saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky, saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound, and the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys on the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it in the man's hat. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus, climbing sidewalks and broken down doors, graffiti tagged windows, and boarded up stores. He reached for his Nana's hand. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed to the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, there's a better witness for what's beautiful. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arcing over their soup kitchen. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamps still lit up bright, and the stray cats' shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, I'm glad we came. He thought his Nana might laugh her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, Me too, CJ. Now, come on. So, where do they go? Did they go home? No. They're at the soup kitchen, right? So sometimes some cities have soup kitchens. It's kind of like where people who are homeless or less fortunate are able to go and get something to eat. So notice that it's kind of seems like his grandmother donates her time, right, to help out in this soup kitchen and help the people who are less fortunate than her. So after church, they decide to get on the bus. Remember how CJ is complaining, right, about why do we have to go there? My friends don't go. They go home after church. And it's almost like his grandma is teaching him how to give to others, right, or how to dedicate your time to give or to help others that are less fortunate than you. So it's almost like, yes, the author is sending us a message, but so is the grandma, right? He's kind of sending the message through the grandma. So think of the theme of the story. When I first read the story, I kind of connected it with helping others, right? Donating. Sometimes you can donate like things that you no longer use, but donating your time is also so important, right? And I think we spoke about that in class once, where sometimes just your time is enough, right? Just donating your time, being there for someone is definitely, being kind. Not, you don't always have to give something physical to someone to be kind, right? But your time is also something that you can give to others. And sometimes people love that even more than a physical thing. So think of the theme of the story, okay? So now that you read or that you heard both of our stories, you are now going to vote. You're going to go on Google Classroom. You're going to vote for which of these two were your favorites. I know it's a tough decision. I really liked both, so I don't know what I would vote for. But you can only vote for one. So go vote. I will see you guys soon. Next week I will do the next 2 readings, and then we will have our finals. All right, boys and girls, have a great day. I hope you're all doing well. Bye.